you're not going to believe what's come out of Lennoxtown this week. I've got 3 massive stories for you today, and trust me, the last one could change everything about the future of Celtic, from surprise revelations about who's tearing it up in training, to the one player Peter Grant says is keeping this team afloat, and finally, a huge update on Brendan Rodgers that's got every Celtic fan talking. Stay with me till the very end. Big shout out to everyone who's been commenting and showing love on the channel. You're absolute legends. These were the top commenters from last week. Intronazis, James Brooks, always dropping brilliant comments. Cheers, mate. Robert Seymour, thanks for the support and for joining the convo. Billy Noon, appreciate you for jumping in and backing the channel. You lot smashed it last week. Who's going to make it onto next week's list then, eh? Don't forget to leave your comments. We have 6 news a day to keep you updated with the mighty Celtic. Hit that subscribe button and be part of it. Now, this one's a belter, mate, so get comfy, because what I've heard coming out of Lennoxtown has got tongues wagging from paradise to the pubs on Sucky Hall Street. You know how tight-lipped things usually are behind those training ground gates, right? It's like Fort Knox up there. But every now and again, something slips through the cracks, and this wee nugget might just surprise you. So, apparently, according to Andy Halliday, you know, the ex-Rangers lad who still twitches when someone says treble? He's been chatting about who's the best player in training for the mighty Celtic, and guess what? It's not Kalmak. It's not Rayo Hatate. It's not even Deason flying around like a man possessed. Nah, he was told it's Paulo Bernardo. You heard me right. Paulo bloody Bernardo. Now, before you raise an eyebrow and spit out your tea, let's take this in. Bernardo's barely had a sniff this season under Brendan Rodgers, just the odd cameo here and there. But according to those who see him every day, he's absolutely flying in training. That's what Halliday said on Open Goal. He asked someone close to the squad who's the top performer at Lennoxtown, and without hesitation, they said, Paulo Bernardo. Imagine that. It's mad when you think about it. The lad's been grafting quietly, waiting for his moment, and apparently he's bossing it behind the scenes. Folk inside the club say Rodgers loves his professionalism and technical ability, his touch, his composure, his vision. But when the midfield's stacked with Kalmak, Hatate, and Matt O'Reilly, it's hard to break through, isn't it? Still, it makes you wonder, how long can Rodgers keep him on the sidelines if he's really tearing it up like that every day? Maybe it's time we see the same Bernardo that's been turning heads in training under the bright lights of Parkhead. Because if what they're saying's true, the boy's just waiting to explode. And let's be honest, if a former Ranger is praising one of our lads, even indirectly, you know there's something special happening. Makes you think he's maybe seen enough in blue to recognize real quality when it's in green and white, eh? Now, here's what I want to ask you, and be honest with me here. If Paulo Bernardo's really the best in training, should Brendan Rodgers drop one of the regulars and finally give the lad a proper run in the starting 11? Or do you think he still needs to prove it under the Parkhead lights before earning that spot? Hit that subscribe button. Lads, let's giant loudy till we hit 1,500 mad Celtic dafts. Now, this is one that'll get folk talking at the bar, so grab your pint and listen up. You know, when things are a bit up and down at Celtic, we're still winning ire, but it's not quite got that swagger, that fire, that brilliance we expect in paradise. Brendan Rodgers has said it himself. The team's been nowhere near good enough, and he's right. You can smell it in the air at Parkhead, that frustration mixed with expectation. But here's where it gets interesting. Peter Grant, a proper Celtic man, someone who's bled green and white, has been chatting on Go Radio, and he's made a cracking point. He reckons there's only one player who's been consistently above a 7 out of 10 this season. Just one out of the whole squad. And who is it? Not Kalmak, not Hatate, not O'Reilly. Nope, it's Liam Scales. Big Liam, the lad who was nearly out the door not long ago, now apparently the steadiest performer in the whole team. You've got to respect that. While the rest of the squad's been blowing hot and cold like the Glasgow weather, Scales has just got on with it. No drama, no noise, just solid defending and proper graft. Peter Grant said it himself. Scales has been above a 7 consistently. He's the one in that back line who's kept his composure when things have looked a bit ropey. Remember, he wasn't even a guaranteed starter at the beginning of the season, but thanks to Trusty's injury, he's grabbed that chance and made it his own. Every match, he's been there, steady as you like, playing with pride, while others have gone missing. Let's not forget last season, Scales and Trusty were both a bit all over the place, in and out of the lineup. But this time around, the Irishman's been one of the few you can depend on. You can see it in the stats too. Who scored rating of 7.48 in the Premiership? That's not luck, that's consistency. He's not flashy, he's not the one scoring screamers or getting headlines every week, but he's putting in the kind of performances every manager loves. Reliable, committed, and cool under pressure. And honestly, when things haven't been clicking elsewhere, that's exactly what Celtics needed. So, fair play to Liam Scales. The lad's quietly becoming one of Rodgers' most trusted men at the back, and if the rest of the team can match his level, we'll be flying again soon. Now, let me throw this one your way, and don't dodge it. I want your honest take. Has Liam Scales really been Celtic's best and most consistent performer this season, or do you think someone else deserves that crown? Hit that subscribe button. Lads, let's jai it. Laldi till we hit 1,500 mad Celtic dafts. Here we go again. Another chapter in the never-ending saga that keeps every Celtic fan's nerves jangling. Word spreading around Paradise that Brendan Rodgers and the board are no closer to agreeing a new deal. And let me tell you, that's got tongues wagging all over Glasgow. The whispers say that if nothing changes, the gaffer could be off next summer. You heard that right, packing his bags once more and heading away from Parkhead. Now look, Rodgers came back in 2023 with fire in his belly. 2 domestic doubles, silverware shining under the floodlights, and that swagger we love to see. But this season, it's not been quite the same story. We're sitting second behind Hearts of all teams, and the performances have been, well, let's just say a bit patchy. Not exactly what you expect from a side that dominated last term with 92 points. Apparently, the main issue's the summer transfer window, or should I say, the lack of one worth celebrating. Rodgers was raging after that. You could see it written all over his face. The board didn't back him the way a manager of his caliber deserves, and now we're paying the price on the park. You can almost feel the frustration seeping through every press conference. Polite words, aye, but you can hear the bite underneath. And let's be honest, Rodgers is an ambitious man. He's never hidden that. The talk is he's eyeing a return down south, maybe a crack at Bournemouth, Crystal Palace or Fulham if the right doors open. Can't blame him entirely. English Premier League wages and bright lights have tempted many before him, but still, part of me thinks, come on Brendan, you've got unfinished business here. He's a proven winner, that's for sure. 4 league titles, 3 Scottish Cups, 4 League Cups, and a cabinet full of memories that'll live forever. He's etched into Celtic's modern history, no doubt about it. But it's hard not to feel déjà vu, eh? Feels like we've been here before, watching him walk towards the exit while we're left asking why. Now, the board wants him to stay. Desmond and Lorwell see him as the man to lead another era of dominance, but without proper backing in the transfer market. Can you really blame him for looking elsewhere? Still leaving Celtic for Palace or Bournemouth? That just doesn't sit right with me. Imagine swapping Paradise for a half-empty stadium on a rainy Tuesday night in London. Madness. So, here's my question for you, and I know it'll split opinions right down the middle. If Brendan Rodgers really does leave Celtic this summer, will you see him as a legend who gave us everything, or a man who walked away when we needed him most? Hit that subscribe button, lads. Let's jai it. Laldi till we hit 1,500 mad Celtic daffs.